friend in Central Illinois. WHOW.
Top of the morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. DeWitt County Sheriff Mike Walker in studio with us today. Morning, Sheriff.
Morning, Seth. How are you?
I'm all right. Made it to work today. I see you made it out here.
Yeah, it's no problem at all. It's not bad out there at all.
It's not bad out there. What are you seeing? I know you've been out for a few hours now. What's going on those roads?
Yeah, the roads, since I talked to you at 7, the roads seem to have improved a little bit. Like I said, not that they were really bad to begin with. A little bit of common sense and just taking your time and, planning ahead is the key, as we always say. If you have to get out and if you need to be at work at 8:30 and usually leave at 8, leave a little 15, 20 minutes earlier. Give yourself a little extra time.
Yeah, and I got to say, 51, I was pleasantly surprised. I noticed, woke up this morning, I noticed at least, and we live in town. I'm not saying they should have been out all night plowing every side street and all those things, but, I noticed the street we lived on hadn't been touched, and that's fine. But then got onto Main Street and Washington and Alexander, and then onto Van Buren, and in Business 51, everything it wasn't terrible. I mean, it wasn't great, but it was fine.
Yeah, I think some of the in-town roads, too, were a little bit worse because you got the houses and everything protecting them from the wind, so it was just settled. And the thing I noticed is I think the wind actually helped a little bit in our situation in the rural areas on the state roads and stuff, because it seems like it kept it blowing off the roads. And again, like I said, I talked to my deputies about 4:15, 4:30 this morning. They said they'd seen the IDOT people out all night, so I think they were able to stay ahead with it since it was a gradual snow. We didn't get dumped on, 10 inches in an hour or 2 hours like we had before.
Any accidents yet as of now?
We've been very fortunate. No weather-related incidents yet. So
I know we were talking before we got started. Farther south you go, they really got hammered, and even some power outages. So we were fortunate.
Yeah, I think the farther you went, the snow amounts increased, and then a little bit farther you went down. I think they got towards far southern part of the state. They end up getting more ice than snow. So yeah. I think I'll pass on ice anytime. That's when your power lines start falling and everything, and makes it a lot harder to get anywhere. But no, I think we for what they said we were supposed to get initially and what we got, I think we came out of this one pretty much unscathed.
Well, and I'll tell you, to give an example of how fine a line it was to the northern edge we were here in DeWitt County. I mean, I've talked to a couple people in Farmer City already this morning that have said they don't have hardly anything over there.
Yeah.
So
after I talked to you, I came up the Waynesville Blacktop to Wapella, and the north side of Wapella was very little snow on Route 51.
Really?
But
wow.
You get into Wapella, and then on farther south, it's like it is out front here. One lane is clear, another lane has some snow. So the roads are in really good condition for getting almost 5 to 6 inches of snow.
Now, how about your dispatchers? Are they getting inundated with calls about how are the roads? And I know people look to them, even though there's other resources out there. Speak to kind of those things a little bit.
When I went in this morning, they hadn't mentioned it. I think in the days with technology like we have it, a lot of people are utilizing the online services that the Department of Transportation provides as far as checking on road, things like that. We really don't get a whole lot of calls like that anymore. Inevitably, we used to years ago. We'd always get calls, people calling in, wanting to know how the roads were, or whether they should go to work or not, hoping that we would tell them they shouldn't, so they could tell their boss, well, the sheriff's office said not to go to work. We're not going to do that. But if people actually absolutely need to know, they can call and ask. But most of the time, they're not going to know because they're in a building without any windows, and unless they call a deputy and ask, they're not going to know.
Well, I'll tell you what, the advent of remote working. I mean, by evening last night, my wife knew she was working from home today. For a lot of people, it's I can work remotely now, and then
right.
that's an option. So not for everyone, obviously, but for a lot of people.
Well, and it does. I think that does help with situations like today. If we had the normal, I shouldn't say normal, but the old-fashioned commute like we used to. People going to the state farms and country companies and traveling up and down 51. I think we would have may have seen some incidents today just because people aren't going to leave early. They're going to be in a hurry, and that one spot of a slick road can catch up to you in a hurry.
Very good. Of course, County Courthouse remains open from what you said.
Yes, county courthouse. The courthouse is open. The court schedule for today was canceled by the judge for unrelated weather. It's not related to the weather. Some other things came up, so that's canceled today. But the building is open for business as usual.
All right, very good. Anything else on the snow, weather, the roads? Anything we didn't get to, Sheriff?
Hopefully it warms up fast so we get rid of it.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think so either.
We can hope. We can hope. Well, Sheriff, I know, of course, we turn the calendar onto a new year, and we not to say that other states don't have new laws, but we live in Illinois where there's, 17 pages of new laws?
Yeah, the Sheriff's Association, Jim Kychuk, our executive director, is very good about updating us and keeping us posted on what's going on in Springfield. And right before the new year, I think we got this December 31st, December 30th, somewhere around there, sent us the bills that were going into effect, and there's only 17 pages of it, Seth. So, and that's 17 pages of 2- and 3-line brief descriptions of bills.
Oh my gosh!
I didn't count how many there are, but there's a lot.
Well, let's get the highlight reel then here, Sheriff. I don't think folks want to sit and listen to you read 17 pages of new legislation.
Well, guess what? I'm not going to.
So what do you got for us? What's
some
the
that
highlight?
affect law enforcement. One of them that is that we are taking advantage of, and we've had this ability to do this, but it's Senate Bill 2919. Permits judge, the sheriff, or other third party conducting the sale to conduct a judicial sale in person, online, or both their own discretion. So basically what that means is, and what we are going to do, we are going to start having all of our sheriff sales online. Okay. So what that means is whenever a home is foreclosed and the bank is going to sell that at the sheriff sale, instead of potential buyers coming to the sheriff's office lobby and actually bidding on that, they can get online through a company called WHOW and be able to bid on that property online.
Okay.
Our first sale is scheduled for February. We're going to be putting information out on our website here in the next week or two, so people can go there. And what we hope to do is hope to be able to get more people involved in that bidding process. I would say probably 1 out of every 15 or 20 actually has somebody that actually shows up and bids. Usually it's the attorney for the bank that shows up, and the bank has a minimum starting bid of what it's going to be, and nobody's there, and then that's what it sells to back to the bank.
Gotcha. Can you tilt that mic up just a touch there? There you go.
How's that?
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, no, you're fine. I couldn't hear you there for a second. So very good. So anything else?
Got one that is going to require Illinois, the Law Enforcement Training Standards Board, develop or approve a course to assist law enforcement officers in identifying and responding to individuals with autism. So, that's a situation that, you don't hear a lot about it, but, people with autism have different triggers, different things that upset them. One of the things that we have done, we've partnered with the Eagles here in town, started a program, and you can stop by the Clinton Police Department or the Sheriff's Office and pick up a sticker that you can put on your back window that indicates that a person has some kind of disability in that car, and then you can write in a Sharpie or something, autism or whatever, because you make a traffic stop and you know that it's involving somebody with autism. You can turn your lights off to where only your back lights are on, because sometimes flashing lights upsets a person with autism, or just the way you talk to people, or the flashlight, or different things. So it gives the officer an idea that, hey, there's somebody in here with autism or some other kind of disability, and makes us aware of it so we can adjust appropriately. So now the state is requiring the Training and Standards Board to approve some kind of training for law enforcement officers to help deal with people with autism.
Is that something you guys have done or encountered at least? I mean, I know you talked about the signage on the car.
No, we haven't encountered it. It's in a small area like this, I don't think we really encounter that a lot, but I'm sure in bigger areas that they do that, and it's I think it's a good idea because there's probably a lot of police officers, myself included, that really has not had a lot of interaction with individuals with autism. So any kind of training that can help us be able to communicate with those people and be able to deal with them in a better way is a good thing.
Sure. Well, again, Dwight County Sheriff Mike Walker in studio with us here for this morning. We're kind of reviewing some of the new legislation in Illinois. What else is going on, Sheriff?
Well, there's another one that is going to require all, not just law enforcement, but EMS, the state police officers be trained on how to access a cell phone's built-in medical identification information that is accessible without a passcode. So we're going to have to start having training to where if somebody, we come up on a vehicle that maybe the person's went off the road or something, we think they may be having a medical incident, there's going to be training required that we can access the medical information on their phone without an access code. Now, how that works, I don't know. I just seen it here. So I imagine with these devices, there's probably some place where you can keep your medical information on your home screen that you can access without having to actually get into the phone.
Yeah, that's interesting stuff. Fascinating what technology can do for us.
Oh, yeah.
So
another one is tow trucks or vehicles or equipment of the state, or local authority, municipality, toll authority. They're going to be able to start using green lights in combination with amber or white lights. So now they're going to be able to add green lights to the amber lights they already have on them. There was some talk at one point to allow them to use red and blue oscillating lights similar to law enforcement, but they shot that down for obvious reasons. But they can use, they're going to be able to add green lights to that now too. It's just another attention getter for people driving down the roadway.
is there anything significant about green that you know of?
I think that's just the color they picked. It's
okay.
It's the state, remember? The state of Illinois.
No rhyme or reason for a lot of things. Yes, indeed. All right. Hey, Sheriff, I'll tell you what. Let's take a break here, come back with some more, and we'll talk new laws and those sorts of things. I know you're active on Facebook and social medias. How do folks follow you with everything going on?
The Sheriff's Office Facebook, DeWitt County Sheriff on Facebook, and then we also have a website, DeWittCountySheriff.com.
Very good. DeWitt County Sheriff Mike Walker in studio with us here this morning. More to come with the Sheriff on the Morning Show.
WHOW.
Once again, good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Again, in studio with us today is DeWitt County Sheriff Mike Walker. And Sheriff, reviewing new legislation in Illinois. Any others that you want to highlight that folks may find interesting?
A couple more that we can look at. It provides that if a person fails to appear in court, the court may text, call, or email the person's last known contact information with notice regarding the continued court dates. So basically now, rather than having to send out a summons or a notice to appear, something along those lines, the court can just contact their last known contact information to let them know that it's been postponed or continued from this. You didn't show up, so we're continuing it for a month or whatever. So.
Okay, I just have a hard time squaring that with the new legislation, because aren't they not? They don't even have to come to court, right?
Well,
like if they skip court, nothing's going to happen to them, correct?
pretty much. Yeah. Any more the way my understanding, speaking with the judge, that there's a whole process they have to go through to get a warrant issued now. So the Safety Act has made it harder to get people into court when they fail to appear.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, even then, if a warrant is issued, there's no bond, since we're no cash bail state now. So basically, you pick the person up, bring in the jail, process them through, give them a new court date, and let them out the door. So
okay, a couple of things on that. First of all, this just seems, by state of Illinois standards, I'll caveat it with that. This seems intrusive, Sheriff. You're calling people on their personal phones? That's over the top, if you ask me.
Well, I mean,
nobody did. I'm just saying.
Right. I mean, but that's part of the information that they're, if they have that information, that's just another way to make notification rather than sending a summons to the sheriff and the sheriff come out. And really, it could save the defendant some money, because a lot of times, there is a fee for the process service, and sometimes they pass that on to the defendant. Yeah,
I know. I've got Chief Meister coming on from Lincoln, coming on the show later this week. I know he put together like a whole bunch of data on just how the Safety Act is impacting Lincoln. I look forward to that conversation with him. But from your perspective, I see your reports every week, every other week, and it's like, and I noticed it with the Chief's with police report recently, like back-to-back reports with the same people in it.
Yeah, and the thing is, I mean, again, I've said it before when we've talked to different people about this. I think we had a happy median between the way we used to do things with cash bail and where we are now. In 2018, we had the Bail Reduction Act. So basically what that was, if you got arrested, you came to jail, if it was a petty offense or a minor offense, the judge, you still had bond set, but you could earn credit towards your bond. So say you committed an offense and the judge set your bond at $210. In 7 days, you're out because you got $30 a day towards that. So, there's some kind of consequences there. Now, if you get arrested, if it's not a detainable offense, you're out the door. Or, on the other hand, if it is a detainable offense, you could be detained until that case is processed through the system, which they have set a limit that it has to be taken care of in 90 days unless there are, extensions granted. So I just don't understand the thinking of it. Obviously law enforcement isn't a big fan of it, but we're here, we got it. I think they're still trying to tweak some things with it. I think it's going to be an ongoing process, but I don't think we'll ever get back to how we were before.
Sheriff, let's wrap up our conversation about the new laws in Illinois. Again, anything that you saw that we're talking about, I guess.
Well, one other, it allows requires Secretary of State to offer an 8-year driver's license to qualified applicants by July 1st of 27. And then Secretary of State submit proposed rules to implement the option through JCAR by January 1st, 27. So by January 1st of 27, the Secretary of State is going to have to offer an 8-year driver's license.
Wow. How about that?
For qualified people. So I'm sure probably going to be an age limit or something along those lines. So
Hopefully, I'm not too old by then. We'll see.
You never know. You
Sheriff,
never know.
let's wrap up our final few minutes here and just kind of get to a local conversation. What's going on in your office lately? What's kept you and your guys busy? Anything good going on?
Oh, it's always that time of year with deer accidents. We have those regular accidents. Some thefts, different things. Nothing earth shattering. Obviously, seems like every time I'm here, we're talking about staffing, and we're still one or two people short in corrections, so we're still looking for correctional officers. The dispatch center is still a couple people short, so we're still looking for dispatchers. So a couple of good opportunities there if people are looking for work here in town. Actually, not bad paying jobs. You have union benefits, great retirement system. So opportunity for advancement. A lot of times, people start out in corrections, and then we have an opening in patrol. They come to patrol, or we just had somebody that started in corrections and left corrections and went to work for the City of Clinton Police Department for a while. So it's a good opportunity to get some experience if you want to be in law enforcement.
Do you have to have say a law enforcement degree or some sort of history?
No. We provide all the training. In fact, in corrections, about a year and a half, 2 years ago, we lowered the age requirement to 18. So you be 18 and older can apply for that. We send you for corrections. It's an 8-week correctional academy. We try to send you down here to Decatur to the Macon County Law Enforcement Training Center. All that training is provided. Once you get out of that, you come back to us, and we provide you the training on all our systems and everything.
Interesting stuff. Very good. Well, about a minute and a half here, Sheriff. Again, anything on your desk lately that's worth talking about from the sheriff's side of things?
No, I think the big thing that we got going on right now is the online sheriff sales, like I talked about.
Yeah.
Hopefully that'll get more people interested in buying some of these properties and being able to instead of them, some of them just sit because they're not in too good a shape. You get some of these house flippers to purchase those and turn them into some properties that can be productive for the community.
Sure. Well, I know you and your counterpart there in Piatt County, Sheriff Vogelzang.
Is he on vacation again?
I don't know. I haven't talked to him yet. I appreciate you taking time for vacation.
Well,
got to make time for us at some point.
That guy, he's been in office less than me, and I think he takes like 7-8 weeks a year.
No, I know.
I hope he's listening.
I know you guys just had a communications upgrade. That's probably helping things out a lot right now.
Yeah, our radios are upgraded. Their radios are upgraded, so we're on a digital encrypted channel now. So we're working on that. We'll be able to communicate directly with them, car to car, and we are their backup, and they're our backup for our dispatch center. So a lot of good things happen. A lot of good cooperation between our surrounding counties.
Sure. Sounds like you need Sheriff Vogelzang's cell phone number, though, in order to get a hold of him. Sheriff Mike Walker of DeWitt County, our guest in studio. Network news on the way on the morning show.